How deep is your love?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Silly Girl Carmen, and we are back with another episode of Wonderful. And I'm happy to connect today with the duo Z3lla. How are you guys doing today?
Thank you for having us. We're so excited to be here.
We're so excited to be here.
Nice. Yes, and I'm just now getting hip to all that you guys are doing. Congrats on your music and everything you're building up. It's really exciting.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, before we jump into it, what are both of your names and where are you both from?
Okay, we can do our little bit that we usually do. All right. I'm Juge.
I'm Kiana.
And we're Z3lla. We got
Nice.
so used to doing it, so we're
Together.
Yeah. So I'm from Philly, and then I moved to LA when I was 17, so born and raised in Philadelphia.
And I was born and raised in Calabasas, grew up in Calabasas, and moved to LA with Juge.
Nice. Okay, cool. All right. Well, we're going to jump right into it. As I already said, congrats on your single. I see you guys are building up a lot of momentum with that. And I was looking at your social media, and it definitely was stuck in my head. I'm like, wait a minute. I was playing it the other day for somebody. I'm like, this song is stuck in my head. Something.
Oh my God, I love
that. Yeah, so good job. So I'm always curious how duos come together. How did you guys connect, and how long have you been Z3lla?
I feel like that's like a big question. There's segments to that question that we get asked a lot.
I mean,
so.
When
we met as just friends.
Yeah, we met as just friends. I was in college, someone introduced me to Juge, and we just, instantly became best friends. We're friends for years, and then
we were working on music separately, like independent projects, and then after quarantine, we lived together, and like I said, we'd come home, like, from doing our independent projects and writing separately, and then like just be best friends, and then we creatively started working together in quarantine. We're like, oh, this is sick, because we come from different sides of music, and the blend was so awesome. So we became writers. We became a writing duo originally. Z3lla, when it first came to be, I don't think we've ever like said that on an interview. Like,
no.
When Z3lla, like when we came up with the name Z3lla, it was for our writing duo, because we were writing for so many other artists across all genres, from like country to K-pop to R&B to pop. And then it kind of funneled into this artist project through a variety of stories, but we were originally a writing duo that Z3lla originated from.
We were doing that, and that's what we were primarily working on. And then I think it was really a natural process, I would say, like when it came to us being our duo as writers to becoming Z3lla, the artist project, like the artist duo. That just happened, I feel like, really naturally. We were doing things, and people kept having us together
as writing,
and then they're like, you guys are great together. We kind of just came to a moment where it was like, do you want to do this together, like as an artist project? And
well, it came like the story is, so we were in the UK and we were writing, funny enough, Why Should I? And originally when we had gone, that was supposed to be for my artist project, because I was doing like a pop dance like rave project, and then things like after quarantine, as many artists know, were just like difficult to navigate, figuring out how to break through this new industry with like the digital side of things, and TikTok really being the only avenue. So I was like going through all of that artistic frustration, and then I got approached by our now label LMG, and I was going to be signed as like a pop dance project, and just through like more understanding of myself, something felt like missing. Like it felt like there was something that could make this even better, this project, and something that could make it even more unique. And it wasn't that like I was not like comfortable in my own capabilities, it just, I knew it. And something with like the whole project, we are not naturally DJs, we're writers, we're artists, and like me naturally on a stage, like have sung my entire life, performed, but like when we were signed as a duo, we never DJ'd. So like DJing by myself, something about it did not feel like organic. So then I came to Kiana and I'm like, okay, I have this idea, and she was like, hell yes. And then I presented.
I was waiting for her to ask me. I was like, I thought this would be a thing for so long. But it was like I was so proud of her, what she did with her project, and like I was already like doing my own thing, figuring my own thing out. So we were just kind of in our own worlds.
So then I reached out to the label and I was like, I have this crazy idea. And at first they were like, you're all over the place, because like, you know what I'm saying, bouncing around from like, hey, we're signing you as individuals, to me being like, well, you know what, I want you to, like, it looked like I was all over the place, but I'm not someone, and they didn't know this yet, that if I don't do something and not finish it, it's just like not in me, never been in me. So they came, they saw the music, they saw the vision, and they were like, all right, let's do it. And honestly, since we started, nothing has felt more organic to the two of us individually, our entire life, artistically. It feels like everything has happened very organically. And
I'm now doing it together as well, just seeing how how we've created this support system with each other, artistically how we've grown with each other, and how there is always a feeling of having someone having your back in an industry that sometimes can get very overwhelming.
Totally.
I don't think I know for a fact, like, I couldn't do it without
It's just so special. It's like really special because I think that people see through, like, although I feel like we have a lot of chemistry musically, and then if you're in a studio with us, you see that. People just online can, like, read that we're best friends. So it's very organic, authentic. We're not two people that some industry plant put together to be this duo. Like, we were just best friends who decided to do this together, and I think that's what makes the project special, and hopefully people can see that.
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. So that's cool hearing that you guys had the background as writers. That's something different. And then I'm kind of picking up the side of, like, you guys are artists first, and the DJ piece is like a different segue to branch out your artistry. So how has that journey been jumping into the DJ side? Like,
we have funny stories about that.
To be honest, like, I will say, like, there's something that I want to, like, say that everyone's like, oh, DJing is so easy. DJing is so... it's not. Like,
DJing well is not easy. Like,
DJing to just play a few things, fine. Yeah, that's easy. But to, like, actually curate...
It's a craft.
And come up with a full hour experience based on someone's perception from an audience perspective, like, to really keep people in it and make an entire hour your sound, your energy, and connect with people. Like, that curation is such a craft that I think that me and her right now are really trying to work on and elevate. I would say
our sets and our mixes have evolved and grown over time. Like, you can hear from when we started. Like, being honest, when we were signed, me and Kiana did not know how to DJ, and nobody knew that. And it was a thing of, like, we don't want to do something because we have respect for the people who have spent so many years, like, working on this craft, that we didn't want to, like, half-ass it. We would never be the ones to press play. Like, we wanted to learn this. So luckily we had so many friends in the space, having written for so many people in electronic over the years, that taught us. We learned from so many other people until we were ready. Because at first we were like, oh my god, like, we can't just... People, I feel like, as women too, in, like, kind of a boys club, we're already, like, people underestimate us, where they're like, oh, they're not going to be good, which sucks, and it shouldn't be that way. Yeah. So I think we wanted to not just prove them wrong, but, like, prove to ourselves, like, let's honor this craft. So we spent so much time practicing, and from our first show in September to now, I'd even say, like, it's night. We know it is. People tell us it's night and day.
We've had people who've been at both shows, and they're like, I haven't seen you since that first
show. My
show.
sister was like, what the heck?
She was like, I didn't know, like, y'all got to this point. Like,
and we want to continue to get better and better, because we have so much respect for the people who have, like, we want to honor those people who have, like, perfected the craft. The same way that we feel that our writing and our, like, musical capability has taken years of practice and dedication.
Yeah.
So the same way, like, this is not going to be an overnight thing with DJing. We're continuing to learn, and we're excited. But I like where our set is right now.
No, I like where our set is right now, and at the same time too, like, I will say DJing, like, you have to practice patience with yourself. We've had shows where we've had so many, like, random technical difficulties happen. When you're working with a piece of equipment like that, and you don't have, like, the 10 years of, like, understanding that equipment to master it and to basically be in control of it.
You beat yourself up too.
You beat yourself up. Like, you will have moments where you're gonna have, like, a few little technical difficulties, but at the same time, it's like, it's practice, it's patience. It doesn't mean you're not good. It just means that you just need to continue to hone that craft. So I will say, like, working with the weather conditions in Miami that we had never worked with, not being able to see our board performing, having, like, more B2Bs than we were ever used to, like, having to work with other people and how they work on a board. Like,
and there's also just happenstance that happens. Like, during our show at the Fondant Theater with Disco Lines, the board cut out, and, like, I was like, Kiana, I was nowhere near the board, and she was like, I was nowhere near the board. And then we watched, there was someone, luckily, got a video of, like, it happening, and it was literally neither of us were nowhere near the board, because both of us were just like, how the heck did that happen? You beat yourself up, but it's like, things happen, and I think the biggest thing we're just learning is how to troubleshoot those problems, because as a singer, like, you miss a note, you can kind of, like, we've done it for years, like, you know how to, like, kind of pick back up.
Control.
But as a DJ, we're having these things happen in real time, and these real experiences live, having these mess ups and figuring out how to troubleshoot and just keep going.
So I think,
show
like,
must go on.
I think it's basically, it's like, I love the sound, I love our sets.
We love DJing, like, I mean, I don't want to discount, like, we put in a lot of work and practice, and I would say our set is, I love our set, and it's so much better than the one in September, so I don't want to, like, be like, I just think we underestimate ourselves because we see people like James Hype, all these people that we respect, that we want to continue to learn, because we know that there's so much more growth we can have DJing.
But that's what I love about this kind of conversation and that type of question. It's like, if you asked us where we felt like with our vocal abilities or with our writing abilities, like
it's a different
we would feel comfortable in a room with James Hype. You know what I mean? Like, we would feel comfortable in a room with people that we look up to, writing and singing and all that. I would say DJing, now we're getting there, but it is a progression. It is a practice of patience and just, you know, taking it day by day. But yeah, I'm proud of where we've gotten so far, and I think the more we perform, the more experience is better. It really does. Like, the Miami trip taught us so much.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'd say naturally, I think for anybody, whatever vantage point people are starting at, because I feel like I said, whether you're a DJ first or a songwriter first or a musician first, there's always something else you have to add to like your overall craft, and you're on that like big learning curve. So it's interesting that you guys feel so strong about your writing and making the music, but like for myself, I'm coming from a curve of like, I feel confident in DJing, but I'm learning like production, and then some people are trying to learn, you know, all these different things. So whatever angle you're coming in at, it's going to be just an ongoing growth. So that's it's good that you're already realizing that, and I feel the same way. I've been doing this for some years now, and it's like every time I play or do a new back-to-back or play in a new venue, it provides a new challenge, and then you come out and go, oh, now for next time I know what I need to prepare for, you know? So
that was like live through it to learn it, I think, in some ways, and that's okay. Like,
that was the biggest thing. It's like, I will say, like, the back-to-backs really were interesting for us to learn from, because like everybody comes in and out of their set so differently. And it's so interesting how to create that fluid motion. So I think that was a really big one. Awesome.
Yeah, nice. So if you were to play, it's interesting that you guys were just talking about back-to-backs. If you were to play a dream back-to-back or a dream musical collaboration, who would it be for you guys?
Yes. We could start with the collabs, because I feel like we know that easier. Yeah, like, I would say our UK dream collabs, like Joel Corey and then Griffin for our, like, US dream collab. Like, we're, like, separating it by
region.
Yeah, by region. But, so that's what I would say, like, musically, those are two things that excite us. And then
I would definitely
James Hype for back-to-back.
Yeah.
I think that would be, like, a dream. And I think that, like we were saying, like, I think that we definitely... I'll be honest, like, I don't think we're ready for that right now. Like, like, he's amazing, and not that we aren't, but I would like to give ourselves like 6 more months before that back-to-back.
It's funny, like you said, like, I think we'd be ready to go in a room with James Hype.
Oh my god, we were ready to go in a room with James Hype like a while ago.
Yes,
to write
and to make a fire track together. But to go back to back, like, it's one of those things we're still working on. So I think it's...
I think Nathan Daw, we actually went back to back, and it's just funny because he was like a dream collab for us for a while. We loved like 21 Reasons, Heart Still Beating's in our set, and then EDMA's we got the lineup, and we literally got back to back with him. We played after, and we just were like, oh my god, because that was like such a dream collab.
And he was like helping us, kind of like, he was like coming out of us that we were going into ours, and I'm just like, hey, neither.
We love like the UK house. We love like Jax Jones, Paul Wolford, MK, like Joel Corey. That's very like where we see ourselves. So I think what we're
even like Fred again would be an amazing.
I mean, that's like James Hype. I think we need some time for that one.
Yeah, that one's like up there. But
those two, I'm like, let's give it like 6 months.
Those two give some time, but we gravitate so much towards UK sound. Like, that would be so fire.
So that's like something that we're looking forward to is right now, especially even like with the chart success that we've had with the single. We're really excited, but that song was made in the UK and just feels like a UK single. So we hope to continue to build a UK audience and maybe reach audiences like BBC, Capital One. Oh my god, not Capital One's the bank. I'm so sorry. But no, we definitely want to like grow and expand to the UK, even in our music, sound, and audience.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I was gonna say James Hype. That's a big one to pick because he's a busy man up there. He has a busy style. With him,
that's what I'm saying. Is like that would be a dream, but I'm like. I think I'm self-aware in the sense where that and Fred again is going to take some time, but that's where I see us wanting to.
Yeah. Like Jude said, we don't do anything without knowing we're going to go to it 100%.
So it'll happen.
So we know it's going to happen.
Just not right now.
We get our sets to a place where it's like we're just so
we had some cool back-to-backs. We did Gorgon City, which was awesome.
We did
Clooney, Gorgon City, Nathan Dahl, like we said, which was sick.
With Wednesday, that was really cool.
Wednesday,
she's awesome.
Yeah, no. So this trip was really exciting. Because I feel like it was our favorite back-to-backs.
Okay, awesome. I like that. So what's the best part about what you guys do, and what's the hardest part about what you guys do? And I feel like you might have already shared some of that, but yeah.
I would say the best part for me is just
Performing?
And
making the music?
Yeah, I think the two things we love most about what we do is performing the music and making it.
Yeah, that was my
100%. And inside there as well, that kind of like brings together the fact that I get to do it with my best friend.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Like, that's the best part for me. I'm literally dancing and vibing to my favorite songs with my best friend.
Performing is
in
so
front of
fun.
all these people who are just vibing with us. Like, that's just an awesome experience.
Right.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like for us, because we come from a background in the entertainment industry, having performed singing on stage and stuff, that's an amazing experience. But I really didn't think that I'd have that same feeling DJing, in the sense of like when you're playing a character, whether it's like theater or whatever, you're emoting, you're like escaping your real life. But I really feel like we can feel that while DJing. I feel like I'm in this like alternate universe, and when we started performing as DJs, it was really awesome to feel like I could get that same experience that I'd gotten from other avenues of entertainment. So that was really cool.
I agree. That, and I think for me the hardest part, I think, and this is like in my honest opinion, I think the hardest part for me is just being kind to myself through the process of it. I think like for me the hardest part is when you do better, especially in music, like when you're growing in an industry like the music industry, you're in the public eye a lot more. You're gonna get a life. Sometimes now we've got like trolls now, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the more you grow, the more you become vulnerable to what happens to you and what's said about you. And I think that while we've had so much support, I think a part of it puts me, and I'm sure it puts you in a much more vulnerable spot. So I think it's like practicing, gratitude, and then also being patient with ourselves, our bodies, of how much we can withstand.
That was mine. Yeah, I think it's like being kind to ourselves, where it's like, I don't know, it's such fast-moving pace, and like we're fast-moving people, but at the same time, like we're people. So it's like this is what I'll say, like the hardest part for me, and I think she can relate to this too, is like, we're home buddies, like being honest, like, and not just being dead honest. I love going to friends' shows to support. But at the same time, like, I am not naturally somebody who likes to be at space till 7 a.m., like, drunk off my ass, like, that's just, like, not me. So when we signed our deal, they literally were like, oh, do you guys like to party? Do you like to drink? And, like, we looked at each other and we're like, we're gonna be honest, like, not really. But, like, we like to have fun. We like to have a good time. But I think the stamina of being someone in this industry isn't really talked about, in the sense of, like, I need my alone time, and so does she. So it's like the go. Like, we love to work, so I love to be in the studio. I love to be at shows. I love to be at other people's shows. But, like, I do need time for myself, and, like, making that time and being okay with making that time and not feeling bad about being, like, putting my foot down and setting boundaries. That's what something we talked about in our Women's in History. Yeah. A few of the other girls said that something that they felt was, like, the pressure to, like, be nonstop is kind of, especially when you live in LA, like, there's always something to do. And I think, like, having boundaries with the people around you and with yourself, and being like, okay, I need a night to myself, that is important.
And also, like, the boundary of, like, women, like, the way our hormones work, the way our bodies work, like, we get tired more faster. We have our own thing. So it's, like, making sure to keep up with myself and my health. And I know she feels the same way. I think that's huge, because a lot of DJs won't say it, but because we're friends with them, they'll tell us.
And we hate to say no. Like, I don't like to say no to anything, and then I had to learn, because the thing is, if you say yes, that's something that we're learning too. It's like, let's say yes to things that are right for us and intentional, and that we feel able to do at the moment. Like, there's no reason to say yes to everything. And I feel like right now we're at a place where we're trying to say yes when it's 100% hell yes. We don't want to say yes if it's like a half-ass yes, because that's not giving our best energy to whatever we're doing either.
But yeah, that, and what I was saying was, like, a lot of DJs won't be honest and open about it, because there's so much gratitude for the fact that this is our life. Yeah. But, the truth of it is, we all get really tired. We all do come to a point where we're, like, doing this a lot, and we're not even there yet, so where we're doing it that often, but we come to a point where, we're so excited and like, we have so much gratitude for what we do, and that this is our career and our life, that we don't really tell people that the honest truth is, a lot of the time we're tired.
We also love what we do, but it is work. Like, in the sense of, like, if you see some of our schedules, like, it is work at the end of the day, like, and that's what we've been wanting to do our entire life, so we're so grateful. But I think we also have to, like I said, have boundaries with ourselves and the people around us, just to make it a good working environment for everybody.
So I feel like us and the DJs around us that are, like, our friends and who go through the same things, it's like making sure to not tire ourselves out, put up those boundaries so we can still keep it 100%, but at the same time, like, not, like, drain ourselves too much.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like having balance.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And like you said, I don't think a lot of people have talked about that. And I don't think I've had that discussion with anybody on this platform yet. But that resonates so much, and I know other people feel it, because even I was just talking about that with somebody during Miami Music Week. It was like, oh, there's so many events I should go to, there's so many people I could meet, there's so many things I could, document, blah blah. But it was just like, on top of thinking like, oh, I'm gonna have fun and have drinks and stuff, by the second day I was like, I'm not even gonna drink, I'm just gonna go check it out, get in and out. I was just feeling drained, because there's so many other elements of,
and that's okay.
Yeah.
I feel like the pressure to feel like that's not okay is like not okay. Like you should be okay with, you know what I'm saying, being like, this is for me, this is not for me. Like,
the honest truth is, like, there were so many events going on that me and Juju were like on the list for, and like there were artists that we've been dreaming of meeting, but we stayed back because we had more shows.
We had some shows at 11 a.m. in the morning. I know that's not early, but at the same time, we don't just like rise and want to. We have to, you know what I'm saying, you have to prepare your body.
So it's like, we have to put up those, like, sometimes you can do some things, sometimes you can't do some things, and we have to make sure
there's always going to be another time too.
Exactly. So it's like, you have to make sure you're listening to yourself, following your own boundaries, and just making sure that you're good, because you can easily drain yourself. So I think that's practicing balance is one of the biggest things. Yeah, definitely.
Yep, because that you don't want to hit that burnout, and that's easy, quick. That's what I was talking about. Like we don't want to burn out here. Don't party too hard. Well, that's good. That's a good perspective, and I think the conversation, even I've been hearing this more. People are even enjoying environments where they're getting more into even non-alcoholic experiences. Like they want mocktails instead of alcohol, because they don't even need that to have a good time, and they don't want that to drain themselves. So like,
we don't really drink when we play, and that's something that people are always like, what? But like, I don't need to drink to play. You know what I'm saying?
I had like one drink at a dinner the night we weren't playing. Yeah. And then the rest of the whole trip I was sober.
Yeah, no, like,
and she was sober the whole trip. We didn't like.
I think when people watch us play, they probably think we're like not drunk, but like they probably think, oh my god, they're like tipsy, they're having so much fun. Like we're not usually
on
drinking.
That adrenaline high.
We don't need that. But if you do, like, if you want to have a good time, like have a good time. Like I think it's per person, like whatever you want to do. But at the same time, you should like. I would never be able to be drunk every single performance. I don't know how people do that, but to each their own.
No, like there are select performances where I've had like a little where I'm sipping on a little drink, and then there's a lot of them where I'm not. Yeah. So it's like it's like,
I think it's good to be able to do both. I think everyone should be able. If you can't do it either way, like that's kind of a problem maybe.
You know what I mean?
Like I said, to each their own. But I think if you're able to perform not with alcohol and able to perform with alcohol, like. I mean, you don't have to perform with alcohol, but I'm saying, like, I think you should be able to perform sober and it not be, like, a huge issue.
Yeah, I think it's just good overall that maybe these conversations, I think overall the audience and the artist, maybe a healthier perspective around the nightlife experience. It doesn't always have to be drugs or alcohol and all that stuff. So,
if I'm playing an 11 a.m. set and I'm, like, drunk, like, check on me.
Right.
I'll be concerned.
I'll be really scared for myself.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up with one more question. This could be a big one for you guys, because I'm sure you have a lot coming up. What's one thing that the world can look forward to from you guys next? What are you excited about or hoping for coming into this year?
New music, for sure. Like, that's the biggest thing is, like, Why Should I is our baby, and we're so happy with, like, all the success and everything around it, but that's just the beginning. Sonically, we have so many cool things coming out, whether it's, like, crazy features that we, like, dreamed about for forever coming out, and sounds that we have not explored yet thus far in the public with Z3lla. Meaning, like, we have 3 songs out and we have some features, but we also like to experiment with some tech house and some other really cool things for features. That's not really sonically our vibe as Z3lla, but we love writing that stuff, so we're like, why not do them as features? We like listening to them.
I think
you're gonna be surprised by the music I think we have coming out, which is awesome.
I think that the shows definitely, like she said, like we're still like practicing and working on our set and getting it better and better every month, and we're really happy with where it is right now, but I know we've got so much more we're like messing around with, so definitely the sets are gonna be epic.
In our sets, all of our unreleased music is very much incorporated, so if you come to a Z3lla show, you'll hear a lot of unreleased music, which is
and a lot of different styles we're messing around with. But I think the number one thing I will say to look out for is we've got some really cool collaborations coming soon. And some really cool sounds that you haven't heard from us yet, and some really cool lanes you haven't heard us in yet. So I think Z3lla collaborations are going to be really fun.
Nice, very cool. Well, I'm sure it'll be exciting. Yes, I can't wait to see what else you guys drop, and as you continue to push your duo. I know it looks, you guys are doing a good job, and I like how you guys, everything looks like you're having fun and keeping it exciting, so that's important. Yes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here, and I will.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So fun.
Yes, we want to see a set by you. Let's do it. Invite us to one of your shows. We'll pop out.
Yes, let's make it happen. We got it.
I would love to.
Thank you.